Hi, welcome back to another class. Today, we want to look at English language today, and we'll be starting with the rudiment of English, part of speech. We'll make speech. I'm talking now, making speech. Each word or group of words in the sentence I make or the sentence you make is a part of speech. It could either be a noun, a pronoun, a verb, conjunction, article, interjection, adverb, adjective, preposition, phrase, or clause. These are parts of speech. All these, two or more of these, will be found in every speech or every sentence we make. So, what to start with? The first one, noun. Now, a noun is simply the name of a person or a thing or a place or an animal or an emotion. And there are different types of noun. I am just classifying them to 5 now. We have common noun, we have proper noun, we have concrete nouns. Concrete nouns are divided into countable concrete nouns and uncountable concrete nouns. We have abstract nouns, we have collective nouns. Now let's go. Common nouns. What are common nouns? You know, if I say common, this food is common. Means if you go there, is the food they eat. If you go there, the food they eat. If you come here, the food they eat. It's common. It's found everywhere. It's a general word. So a common noun is the general name given to a particular noun, the general name. Examples include house. We have bungalows, we have duplexes, we have different kinds of house. But generally, they are generally called house. We have church, we have the Deeper Life Bible Church, we have the Redeemed Christian, we have the CS, Christ Apostolic Church, we have Christ Winners Chapel, we have Christ Embassy, we have different churches. Kerubu Serapis, Celestial Church of Christ. But generally they are called church. We have man. Your dad is a man, and dad is a man, his dad is a man, and dad is a man, that man is a man. Generally, man. We have girl. She's a girl, she's a girl, she's a girl, she's a girl, that is a girl, and generally girl. We have boy, who is a boy, Ade is a boy, Amachi is a boy, Smart is a boy. Generally, we have book. What kind of book? Book. All textbooks are book, notebooks are book. Within the book, we have different kinds of notebooks, we have different textbooks, but generally they are called book. We have phone. There are different kinds of phone, but generally they are called phones. And we have animals. We have dog, we have cat. That's general name for them. Please take note that in English language, everything you see is not dog. The female is called bitch. The female is called bitch. Take note, we'll come to that later. We have proper noun. Proper noun is the specific name given to a noun. The specific name. We have 3 girls. How do we differentiate the 3 girls? One is called Cynthia, the other one is called Ada, and the other one is called Kelly. That name Kelly is the specific name given to that girl. Okay? The girl is the general name. Every one of them bear J girl, but Kelly is the specific name. Now, when you talk about dog, in your own home, your dog will be called Cindy. Mine will be called Bingo, and ours will be called Whiskey. That is the specific name given to that dog. So that's a proper noun. So we have proper noun. Bungalow is proper noun. We have Deeper Life Church is a proper noun. Redeemed Church is a proper noun. We have Amarachi is a name, a female name is a proper noun. We have Kule, a male name is a proper noun. We have chemistry test notebook. It's a proper noun. We have specified it. Now, if I said chair or table, what kind of chair? Chair is a common noun. Chair. But when I'm not specified, what kind of chair? Plastic chair, wooden chair, metal chair, upholstery chair. Now I am specifying what kind of chair. with those names now, those names are proper noun. Proper noun. So we have infinite of 6 or 8. That is a type of phone, a specific name given to a phone. Infinite of phone, we have Nokia, we have Techno, we have different Lumia and like. Now we also have CD name of dog and like. So that's proper noun. Now let's go to concrete noun. Concrete noun. Now, whenever you hear concrete, it's something you can handle, touch. A concrete noun is a noun that can be seen and touched. That can be seen and touched or handled. The concrete nouns are divided into two. We have countable concrete noun and uncountable concrete noun. Now, what are countable concrete nouns? These are nouns that we can see and touch and we can count them. For example, if there are boys here, human beings here, you can see them, you can touch them, and you can count them. If you have chairs in a classroom like this, you can see, touch, and you can count them. If you have stones gathered in a place, you can see, you can touch, and you can count them. If you have books, you can see, you can touch, you can count. If you have pen, you can see, you can count, and you can touch. These are countable concrete nouns. We have uncountable concrete nouns. These are nouns we can see, we can touch, but we cannot count them. We can see, we can count, we can see, we can touch, but we cannot count them. Examples of uncountable nouns are liquids, all liquids. You can see kerosene, petrol, oil, water. You can touch, but you can't count them. Rice, all grains, rice, grains. You can see, you can touch, but you can't count them. Sand, you can see sand, you can touch, but you cannot count. Star, no, you can see star, although you cannot touch, you cannot count. Star is classified under uncountable concrete noun. Then we have hair, human hair. Now, abstract noun. What are abstract nouns? Abstract. Whenever you hear abstract, imagination, you can only imagine it. You can't see it. So abstract nouns are nouns you cannot see or touch, but you can feel. Again, there are nouns you cannot see, you cannot touch, handle them, but you can feel them. You can feel anger, you can feel hatred for someone. You can feel love, you can feel peace and joy within yourself. So examples of abstract nouns are joy, peace, love, hatred, anger, laughter, happiness, sorrow, death, information, data, etc. Please take notes. Take notes of the following. The way you use these nouns, so that these nouns can be transformed to become adjective. Happy. I am happy. It's no longer a noun. It's no longer a noun. So happy is not a noun. Happiness is a noun. Please take note of angry. I am angry. Anger, this anger is describing me. So it's an adjective. But anger is the noun. Please take note. And these are the things that confuse students in English language. When words are transformed from noun to adjective or from one to the other, they tend to miss one, the other for the other. Another thing I want you to note is this. We do not pluralize abstract nouns. What does that mean? You don't add S to abstract nouns. You can say joys, pieces, happinesses, hatreds. No. We don't pluralize abstract nouns. We don't add S to them. They exist that way without S. And again, we use singular verb with them. So I cannot say joy are no, peace are no, peace is, joy is, information is. Take note of this. Lot of information, no S, information. And I will come when I get to collective noun, you see they have something in common. Please take note of this. Very, very vital. We don't add S to abstract nouns, and we don't use plural verb with abstract noun. abstract nouns are treated as singular nouns. So the information is not enough. Not the information are not enough. However, when you feel like making abstract nouns plural, we use specific adjectives to qualify them, like lots of joy, pieces of information, some advice. Let me include advice here. Advice. And this is the way we pluralize abstract nouns. We don't add s, but we use some specific adjectives before them. I want you to take note of another thing. I wrote advice here with C. Advice with C is a noun. Advice with S is a verb. And you should take note of these things. I will later teach a specific topic that relates them. Just like we have practice and practice. We have something like crisis and crisis. Sometimes when you see ISIS, it's singular. To make it plural, we change to SES. Just like emphasis. Then the plural of emphasis is emphasis. I will later come to this topic. Now let's look at collective nouns. Collective nouns are the name given to a group of the same noun. When a particular noun is now in group, the name we give to them is collective noun. Examples include police. Police. Police is a collective noun. If we have to specify singular or police, it could be policeman or policewoman. So you don't say the police is coming, whereas it is only one person coming. Instead, say the policeman or the policewoman is coming. Because by saying the police, you mean the entire police force is coming. I will come to something again for you to note. Army, please take note. I have heard over here students saying the army will catch you, the army is coming. Army is a collective name now. The singular is soldier. The soldier is coming. Army, and somebody will say, I was beaten by the army. You mean that a group of soldiers beat you up? No. Whereas what the person meant to say is a soldier dealt with me instead of saying army. Then property. Take note of property. Property is the collective noun for land, shops, offices, houses, collective noun for them. This property and all collective nouns do not take S, just like abstract nouns. So whenever you see properties like this with S, it does not mean larger property. It means characteristics. So whenever property means characteristics, it takes S. The characteristics of a man is hair in the face, cropped voice, muscular hand. The characteristics, that's the properties. But if you have to say, my father has lots of, you still hear it with what? Property, not properties. Take note, property does not take S when it means land, house, shop, offices, and the like. Equipment does not take S also. Equipment does not take S. Furniture. Furniture is a piece of equipment or gadgets at home that include your chair, your table, and the like. It doesn't take S. Furniture is furniture. Police, army, property, equipment, furniture, and etc. I want you to note this. Later on, when I teach you principles of concord, I will explain this better. But take note. Sometimes you will say the police are. Sometimes we will say the police is. When do we use are? When do we use is? Because I have told you, most of these things the affect noun and the collective noun, they don't take S. And you treat them as singular. You treat them with singular verb. But this one that includes humans, take note. There are times you use them with plural verbs and there are times you use them with singular verbs. Take note. Whenever this collective noun is performing an action, use plural verb. Whenever collective nouns like this, including humans, involving humans, are not performing action, use singular verb. Look, watch me. Listen to this. The police is your friend. They are not performing action. The police is your friend. No action. Is the police not doing anything to you? The police is your friend. So we use singular verb is. Now what is? The police are after the robber. Now they are pursuing. They are chasing the robbers. So you use the police are after the robbers. Now what is? Club. Now remember, a club is a collective noun because people are in the club with special interests. Depending if it's a club of a school, we have drinkers club, we have footballers club, and different club. It involves people. Now, if I say I have a club, and listen to this, my club is 5 years today. It's not performing action. So the club is, but I say my club are going on excursion. Wonderful. They are moving. So in the first instance, the club is 5 years, meaning just the environment is 5 years. But in the second instance, is the people are going on excursion. I hope you have enjoyed the class for today. We'll see in the next class where we'll continue with pronoun. Thank you for watching this video. Bye for now.